smoking on that bozo pack. What's good, guys? How y'all doing today? It's your boy CJ, and welcome back to another video. Today, I got a story for y'all, so make sure y'all grab some popcorn, grab a drink, sit back and relax, because you're about to hear some shit. This might be a little dramatic, this might be a little silly, this might be a little scary. It really depends how you feel, but you're gonna feel something today. Without further ado, let's begin. For those of you that don't know, I've been back in the gacha space now for what? 5-6 days, give or take. And the time that I've been back, I decided I was going to put Titty Boy Tantas in his place because he made some interesting remarks regarding my current situation with my dog.
If Skull CJ gives me his dog, I still wouldn't do it. I wouldn't take it because the dog is like 12. It's going to die in like a year.
And in only 5 days that I've been here, has there been a lot of things going on? And when I tell you a whole lot of things, god damn, y'all ain't ready. Now, let me ask you something, chat. Get ready. This is where we get interactive. Let me ask y'all something. What is the worst thing you can think about Saintontas? What's the worst thing that you could think he's done? What I'm about to tell you is way worse. When you think of the bad things he's done and you think, what's the worst one? What comes to your head? Would it be bullying out another content creator from the gacha space?
I think it's pretty clear why this has to be one of the worst apologies in gacha gaming. And when I have this much personal experience seeing what this rat is going to do behind the scenes, well, I'm going to do my utmost to make sure that she doesn't come back into this community, because all she does is cause problems behind the scenes, while this whole outward facing persona is that she's this perfect little angel that can do no wrong, and it is disgusting.
Would it be calling other content creators in this gacha space pedophiles over and over?
It would be nice if Stain stops implying Jenna is a pedophile and guilting for him for being a friend of Lakari.
Would it be making tons of videos about other creators?
Yes, there has not been a single screenshot of Mr. Pokey, not because the Saintontas did not try to attack him, but he did it not just once, twice, but a grand total of 25 different videos made in the span of the past 1 year. So Mr. Pokey has definitely been receiving a substantial amount of damage personally from Saintontas for a very, very long time.
Would it be maybe making fun of women and accusing them of doxing him?
What a bitch! What a nasty, vile fucking cunt!
Captain Cabinets has very, provably, right, been promoting and having a jolly good time with conversations of me being shown on her server on a doxing website called Kiwi Farms.
Would it maybe be calling a father who has a daughter an incestuous daughter fucker?
Your daughter fucker? Right? Would you fucking Goody like crazy?
Would any of those things, say, get you to feel something? Get you to think this is pretty fucked up? Well, what I'm about to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, is way worse than all of those. Now, you might be asking yourself, how the hell could it be worse than calling other content creators pedophiles? How could it be worse than calling a content creator that has a daughter an incestuous daughter fucker? How could it be worse than that? How could it be worse than harassing women, making fun of their looks, and accusing them of crimes? Well, we got a story. I'm going to start with everything that Saintontas has said or done towards yours truly in the last 4 days that I've been back. Now, for those of you that missed Season 1, there's a lot of interesting things that happened. For example, Saintontas accused me of being racist. He accused me of being racist when my best friends are Jamaican and Haitian, right? But that's not it. He accused me of being, what is it? What is that word he says?
Maliciously gay?
Maliciously gay. Which, I mean, I don't see gay as an insult. It is what it is. Y'all know I be loving big booty. Bitches, big booty bitches. But, you know, it just is what it is. Y'all know me. I like me my dark-skinned baddies, bro. I love me the Hiyukis, bro. The Yuroichis. That's my thing. But, hey, if you feel nervous, Titty Tantas, where you gotta use gay as an insult.
Guys, you don't know how uncomfortable it is to get propositioned by men until you get propositioned by multiple gay men repeatedly over the course of your life. That has happened to me on numerous occasions, but I am super straight.
Hey, it is what it is. What else has he done? He accused me of being a sexual harasser. He said that I was a convicted criminal.
You know, CJ is a convicted criminal, right? He has admitted it on his stream. He has been convicted. He's a convicted criminal for fighting people. Yeah, he's convicted. Like, literally, he is.
He accused me of basically raping him on a thumbnail.
Much like how when a CC says they're raping me in a thumbnail.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Then you're going to say that you're forcefully raping the creator. That is an important one as well. Say that you're going to rape the creator. Or that you've already done it.
And that was last season. This season, though, blows that out of the water. Let me break it down for y'all. So, in the last 4 days, Saintontas has called me.
If you're on the record S6ing units on the regular, and now you're suddenly broke and begging for money, I don't know. It sounds like a scam. I don't really know. You are not paying for his dog's treatment. You're not paying for that. Guys, you are paying for his gambling addiction. Is this guy a good dog owner if he spent all of the money that should have been used for savings on gacha characters? Who's worse, him or Hassan? Finding out Skull CJ got bullied is the funniest shit ever. It's legitimately music to my ears. Would you be sad if you found out that, like, Hitler got bullied? Who's worse, him or Hassan?
I'm gonna show you clips from this video. These are not clips from no random stream. They're on this video. So do be sure to check them out. Let's go ahead and have a look.
Oh, God. Yeah, you can... Okay, well, you can see him topping up right there. Woo! That's a lot of Lunite, brother!
So here we are on the exact same video he showed his audience. And pay attention. The way he spliced the video shows me in the loot bar shop. And then right after, it shows Lunite popping up on my screen. And he says... he's topping up. You can see him topping up, right? I want you guys to pay attention to the video. I'm going to play it. The same video he's feeding you guys and everybody that watches him, right? I want you guys to pay attention to what happens. On his video, it started at 2 minutes and 21 seconds. I'm starting at 2 minutes and 15 seconds to give you guys even more context. Pay attention to what happens on screen. So you have nothing to worry about at all. Do be sure to check him out, and thank you, Loot Bar, for sponsoring this video. Yo, did you guys know that you don't have to convert your currency into summons? You can just do this. Too easy. You know what I mean? It might take you 10. That right there is what he shows you guys. He shows you that I'm in the loot bar shop, and then he shows the asteroids popping up. What he doesn't show you is that the loot bar clip is me doing a sponsored video, and then the part where the asteroids pop up on the screen is me converting the premium currency into asteroids. It's very easy to debunk him, bro. It's right there, and he does this to you guys in your face, and you just eat it up.
June 8th, 2026 is when he was S6R5ing the Cyberpunk characters. But if you spent that last month, weren't you spending on your dog starting in May? Weren't you spending on your dog starting in May of this year? May of this year. Huh? Bro, everyone knows you were getting spread on the daily while getting beat on the daily. Bro's out here getting piped down on the regular, and he's still pretending to be tough.
And now we're on that part of the video that all of you have been waiting for. The doxing, death threats, and extortion. I know you guys saw that title and said, what the hell, boy? Is it really that big? Is it really that serious? Or is CJ pulling a Saintontas and pretty much moving the goalpost, strawmanning an argument, and painting narratives? Well, I honestly wish it was that. I honestly wish it was that. I'm going to show you absolutely everything. I'm going to show you receipts from years ago from the person that Saintontas is now in cahoots with. The person that has actually threatened to kill me. Not only by writing those things to me, but sending pictures of my home to my phone. Now, I'm not going to be showing you the pictures of my home that he sent me to my phone, but I will be showing you the messages where he says that he's not going to stop until I get hit, me and my dog. And if you understand the type of place we're from, getting hit means getting, you know. So With that said, I'm going to be showing you everything because in just one day, Saintontas did possibly the most retarded move he could have done. He was so desperate. He was so desperate to get a win that he allied himself with a person that doesn't care if their YouTube channel gets terminated. A person that doesn't care about getting sued because they had mental problems, so they can't process the entirety of the situation. And together with that person, in a matter of a day, they revealed, Saintontas revealed my real first name on his stream. The other dude, while being in Saintontas' stream, then came to my stream and doxed my longest, tenured female mod, revealing her first name and last name to my entire chat. Then he proceeded to ask my top donor for $10,000 in order to stop harassing me. And for those of you that don't know, my top donor has sent me like $10,000 donations. That's why this other guy knows. And he's asking for that in order to stop harassing me. And then while all of that is happening, Saintontas is telling this dude, yeah, let's get on stream. So I'm going to show you guys everything. Videos, pictures, anything you need to show you guys what went on yesterday. Let's get to it.
We now need to get into a call with OHG. Now,
you might be asking yourself, who is this OHG guy and what does he have to do with CJ? And I'm about to break it all down, so do be sure you sit back and enjoy. This might be a little bit of a mini story within the video, but it's very, very important for context, okay? So, OHG used to be one of my best friends. He was like a brother to me, right? Every time I would introduce him to family or friends, it was not just, yo, this is my boy. It was like, this is my cousin. We were like family at one point. After a bunch of things happened, it eventually culminated in him threatening to hurt me and hurt my dog. There was a point where he sent pictures of my house to my phone saying, I know where you live, you better watch out. All of these things stemmed from the most pathetic beef you're about to hear. So once again, this dude and I used to be really good friends for years. And eventually our lives split. He continued on the party route and I took a break from the party route and I went to college, right? During this time, we went completely separate ways. And the next thing that I knew was that because of said party route and because of substances, he had had a stroke. And this was very serious. This was one of the only times that I really asked God that one of my friends was good. That if anything, please keep him safe. This was one of the only times that I actually asked God for his help, right? Over time, I try to be there and try to make sure that, he was all right, because for those of you that don't know, when someone has a stroke and they go from being one of the big buff dudes of the crew to someone that can't move half of their body, has to walk with a cane, it's very, very strong on the emotional and mental side of things. So I try to be there, help him out. And at this time I was doing YouTube, right? So I told him, yo, I'll help you get a PlayStation 4 and I'll help you start your YouTube channel, all of that. And hopefully you can entertain yourself, hang out with people online and be more relaxed, right? So I helped him get a PlayStation 4. I paid for half of it. I gifted him PlayStation Plus and I gifted him my PlayStation account. Everything was fine and dandy. He was playing my PlayStation account. I didn't give it to him. I let him use it. So he was playing on there. Everything was fine and dandy. We're going to take a pause from that. At this point, I started helping him with his YouTube channel. I started doing all of his thumbnails, or the majority of them at one point. His banner for his YouTube channel, his profile picture. I would have access to his YouTube account and I would put all the hashtags myself. I was doing all of these things, right? And helping him out. At this point, I was sending my viewers over to his channel. A random person with no viewership, no subs, 3 subs. I was sending them all my viewers. And at this time, I had a very strong community, so they would go, over there, support him, start donating money to a small channel and helping him out. And everything was good. But here's what happened. I was a streamer that covered Red Dead Redemption Online. And when you play Red Dead Online, a lot of people stream snipe you and they'll load into your lobby and try to kill you. Oftentimes, my crew was really strong and we would kill a lot of these griefers, as we called them. But with that, I got some enemies. So I would go live and get 1 to 5, maybe 6 dislikes on a normal stream. when this guy came into the scene, he eventually got to doing Red Dead, and I would promote him a lot. Like, yo, go check him out. Go to his channel. We're live with OHG today, blah, blah, blah. Telling my mods to go there and help out. Telling my donors, if they could, drop a little bit of money on him instead of me. Like, I was doing everything to help this dude out. But what happened was the same people that were disliking my content started disliking his content. So he went from like a nobody YouTuber to getting viewers and getting, you know, likes and stuff to out of nowhere seeing, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dislikes on his stream, just like me. For some weird reason, this dude got it in his head that it was me disliking his videos. He literally said, I have no proof, but it's you. I'm like, bro, I've been getting disliked with the same amount of dislikes on my video before you even made a YouTube channel. How could it possibly be me? Long story short, he kept thinking it was me, and he proceeded to start dislike bombing my videos. And when I say bombing, I'm gonna tell y'all. So I would go live, and my normal would be that throughout my 2, 3, 4 hour stream, I would get 1 to 4, 5 dislikes. Normal. It went from that to me being live, and in the first 5 to 10 minutes of my stream, I'd have 30 dislikes. He was making multiple accounts just to mass dislike my videos. And you can ask anybody out here from, you know, back in the day, the people that I'm going to show you that were on his stream, even donating to him, can verify this for you. He would come to my stream. At this point, we hadn't actually figured out it was him. I'll tell you how I figured out it was him. So like I said, I had no idea it was him. I just thought it was like some hardcore haters that I got out of nowhere because they weren't talking on my stream. So I didn't know who it was. Everything kept going. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. And like I said, I had access to his account to put hashtags, a thumbnail, yada, yada, yada. So one day I go to his channel to put the hashtags and shit on one of his videos. And while I'm on his account, I'm like, I might as well go to my account and like my latest video with his account, right? A little cheeky like. So I go to my channel and I see that the video has a little bit of playtime. So I click it and it has a dislike. So I'm like, oh shit, maybe he misclicked. So I like it. But then I got suspicious. I was like, that's weird. So I go over to my stream before that, dislike. Before that, dislike. I go to my videos, dislike, dislike. I'm like, oh, hell nah. This dude has been disliking my content despite everything I do for him, bro. And at this point, we didn't know that he thought I was the one disliking his videos. So this dude does all of that, and I get mad because he was like a brother to me. I'm doing his thumbnails, doing his everything, and this dude is disliking my videos. Like, why? Like, what the fuck? And like, I understand, right? Like, he had a stroke, maybe the anger and mixed emotions. I don't know, but it still pissed me off that he was doing that. So I went to his Discord and I tagged him in a post saying, why are you disliking my videos? And I showed the pictures from my channel, from his account, where all the videos had dislikes. He didn't like that. He said that I snitched on him, that I exposed him, right, to his community, and that's what a snitch does, right? You know street rules. You don't say shit. So to him, that was the bad thing. Me exposing him for doing me dirty, right? So from this point on, it started to actually be a problem, right? It actually became a problem. But there's one more thing that I really haven't gone into detail with, right? The whole account situation, right? I decided to just give him the money, right? He continued to push about the account. He continued to tell me that I had to pay him more and more money. And I was like, bro, we already agreed on a price. I gave you the money and you continue asking me for more money. So that never stopped, right? At this point, we already had that problem and we already had the problem of the dislikes, but it didn't end there. I had a lot of small content creator friends that were streaming, so I would raid them too, or I would talk to them, or I would like go hang out and promote their streams on my Discord. Guess what happened? They all started getting disliked bombed. And there were small creators that would average 5, 10 viewers. So to them, getting 20, 15, 30 dislikes on a video was like devastating. They thought it was the end of the world, especially because back then you could see dislikes on YouTube. So he started disliking all of the people that I would associate with for no reason. For no fucking reason. He was just disliking everything, bro. And that is the guy that Saintontas is in cahoots with.
We now need to get into a call with OHG. We now need to get into a call with OHG.
A guy that did all of those things, a guy that has stated that he has a stroke, so he has all types of like facets and emotional problems and all of these things. A guy that effectively threatened to me and my dog, right? That's the guy. That's the best that Saintontas could do. But what Saintontas doesn't understand is that dealing with that guy is worse than Saintontas just being a retard and doing things himself. So now that I gave you a little bit of a background, story about who this guy was, let's talk about what he did with Saintontas recently. And now we're back to the present day. So you might be wondering what has happened, okay? So in the last few days, as you guys know, I've been destroying, obliterating, and debunking everything Saintontas has to say with a good old smile and entertaining you guys along the way. Well, Saintontas doesn't like that. He doesn't like how good I do and how many people side with me every time I come out to talk and every time I deliver my videos. You see, if you look back 8-9 months ago, everybody in the gacha space from the like Wuthering Waves type of community was always with Saintontas. Saintontas would farm one guy and a bunch of people would then go and farm the same guy while simultaneously supporting Saintontas. That's not the case anymore, bucko. When it comes to people riling around somebody, I'm the new sheriff in town. And it's not because I'm cool or I'm badass or I'm trying to act tough, as you like to say. It's simply because I put the facts on the table, the receipts, the paperwork. And that's what I've been doing. I've been debunking and pretty much crucifying him on everything and all the lies he's tried to say to stop people from helping me with my dog's cancer treatment. So in the last few days, he got in contact with someone from my life, as you just saw. The type of person that he got in contact with. Someone from my personal life. Keep that in mind. He got in contact with someone from my personal life. Whether they reached out to him or he reached out to them, he got chubby the moment that someone from my personal life reached out to him, right? So they started talking, exchanging information, and I'm live on stream, and someone tells me, yo, Saintontas is talking about you. And I was like, okay. They wanted me to react. They wanted me to see what he was saying. So I go over to his channel. I'm guessing they told him I was watching. And he gets a little bit of, oomph on his chest. And he's like, oh, I got CJ now. I'm going to get him scared. So this man goes and says, oh, CJ, I got a bunch of information about you. I know all about you. Does the name OHG ring a bell? This man, in the first sentence, snitched out his connect.
So like, yeah, no, one head to Gaber.
Bro, imagine being a Fed and you have one of your partners undercover in a drug cartel, and the first thing you do is say in public, oh yeah, you see that dude right there? You see good old Rodrigo with the tat and all that? Yeah, he's a Fed, bro. Rodrigo gonna disappear because the cartel don't play. How are you gonna snitch out on your goddamn connect, bro? I ain't never seen that, bro. Let me just put it to you guys like this. Had Saintontas not been such a retard and outed this dude, had he stayed quiet with who gave him his information, I wouldn't have been able to make the rebuttal video showing you guys the full story. If Saintontas would have been like, hey, yo, CJ, there's a lot of names that I like out there. And then he would have proceeded to say a bunch of names, and within those names, he would have said my name. So for this purpose, let's say my name is Bobby, right? So if I was Saintontas, I would have been like, damn, CJ, I've been thinking about names recently, man. What do you think of names like Andrew, Rick, Bobby? I think they're pretty good names. What do you think? That would have left me like, why did he just say my name? And looking at the camera, that's kind of sus. And I wouldn't have known how to actually counter what he was going to say because I wouldn't have known the source that it was coming from. But now that I know the source and how cooked the source is, he just made my life that much easier. But right after he snitched out on his source, he proceeds to say my real government name.
Does the name ring any bells? Just wondering if the name rings any bells.
By the way, my real government name, my full name is nowhere on the internet. Matter of fact, you can't even find my full first name anywhere on the internet. And this dude said it in front of everybody. While he was doing that, he had the dude in his chat saying my name. They were doing a duo, bro. There was duo doxing me live on YouTube and Twitch, saying my name to his entire audience, ladies and gentlemen. But it gets worse. Now, you might be asking yourself, CJ, how can it get worse? I mean, this dude has compared you to Hassan, called you a dog abuser. He's out here saying that you're the gayest dude alive. This dude is out here doxing you live on stream. Not only him verbally, but people in his chat are doxing you. How could it possibly get worse? And well, ladies and gentlemen, I got it for you. Well, we're going to start off slow, and then we're going to get into the real dirty shit that happened just yesterday with the person that Saintontas is now allied with. Remember, the guy that said he's not right in the head. I'm going to show you. But before that, I'm going to tell you one of the things that Saintontas said, because apparently being compared to Hassan, saying that I am the Hassan of the gacha space, saying that I'm a dog abuser is not enough. There was one more comparison that he had to throw at me. Let's go ahead and hear it.
I don't think it's funny in general if a random person got bullied. Finding out Skull CJ got bullied is the funniest shit ever. It's legitimately music to my ears. Would you be sad if you found out that, like, Hitler got bullied?
Wow. What a nice and joyous comparison, don't you think, ladies and gentlemen? This dude really said, I'm going to compare CJ, the guy that simply roasts and cooks me, to the guy responsible for the Holocaust and deaths of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, dog. What are we talking about, bro? But hold on. You would think, damn, he really went that far. You know what's crazy, chat? I actually replied to Saintontas using his same exact tactics. I said, you know what? We can both play this game. And I did, and well, he got a little butthurt talking about calling his lawyers and everything. Let me break it down. So, he went live before me with a title called Dog Abuser, the Hassan of Gacha. That's what he was calling me. A dog abuser and the Hassan of Gacha. You guys know what I'm going through with my dog, right? With his cancer, doing everything in my power and all that good stuff. But then he called me the Hassan of Gacha, the guy known for shocking his dog. And that's all you know. Let me just fill you in. This guy is pro-terrorism and pro-9/11. Keep that in mind. I'm getting compared to a guy that is pro-9/11, arguably the most horrific attack on the United States history, bro. And that's who he's comparing me to. At least the most recent attack in United States history. We can talk about Pearl Harbor and all that, but that's a whole different thing, right? And then, if that wasn't enough, comparing me to that guy, he says, you know what? I'm gonna compare him to Hitler. And then he drops that bar. Right after, he's like, well, Skull CJ is not as bad as Hitler. Not as bad? We're not even in the same stratosphere, bro. This motherfucker is the responsible for the Holocaust, right? So, I said, you know what? I'm gonna play your game. I'm gonna play your game, titty boy Saintontas. You called me a dog abuser, terrorist supporter, someone that supports 9/11, someone that caused the deaths of millions of people. So all I'm gonna do is call you someone that is arguably one of the worst people in YouTube history. I went out of my way and called him Onision. Now, for those of you that don't know who Onision is, it's this really dirty scumbag when it comes to YouTube history. Basically, the EDP before the EDP. And that's not even the worst thing he's done, and that's atrocious. This dude has done some horrendous things, but he's most known for grooming his audience, right? Grooming his audience. And let's be honest, Saintontas goes live one day, spreads the biggest and easiest and most debunkable misinformation about a person, and within that same day, within that same moment, his chat is looking like this. So I don't know about you, but to me, it sounds pretty, you know, cult-like. You could even say groomed, because let's be real, ain't no grown folk. Ain't no person that's, you know, in college that has a job, that has wife, kids, like a grown, mature individual goes out of their way to react like that within seconds of hearing some random, crazy, ramble from some crackhead online, bro. Like, that doesn't happen, bro. That doesn't happen. So that is the whole thing. I called him Dionysion. He goes live on his stream. Oh my God, he just called me a groomer. How could he? I'm gonna pass this to my lawyer. Bro, I ain't never in my entire life met somebody that is that soft. I ain't never met somebody that's that soft. This man could throw punches, but he cannot take them, bro. He can dish it, but he can't take it, bro. We talking about soft. And anybody out there, because Saintontas viewers always like to find a way to like make things nicer for him. Like, everything he does is not as bad, but what we do is real bad. Don't get it twisted. Onision and drawing a comparison to Onision is fucking disgusting and atrocious, but I didn't start it. And I'm not justifying it nor saying it's good action. I know it's fucked up, but let's be honest. When you get called a terrorist supporter, 9/11 supporter, dog abuser, and basically someone that has done a genocide, I think getting called a groomer it's either at least equal or less to what he's done and said about me. I'm just saying. But now let's move on over to the crazy shit that Saintontas and his new partner did yesterday. Let's have a look. I just got done having some bomb-ass lunch. But anyway, guys, I know you're this deep into the video and you're like, all right, CJ, you've been drawing this long enough. What did they do that's so bad that makes everything else not look as bad, okay? And I'm gonna tell you. So, yesterday, as you guys know, OHG and Saintontas got together to diddle each other and talk shit about me like gossip girls, right? And he was feeding Saintontas a bunch of lies, and Saintontas was getting a good old chubby hearing all these lies. What? You beat up CJ a bunch of times? Oh my God. Oh, you're saying he was the gayest guy of all time? But what Saint doesn't know is that even though Saint is stupid, even though you could say I'm stupid, we at least know the lines where our channels can be, you know, messed up. He doesn't understand that the guy he's in bed with right now doesn't understand that. So this guy came to my stream. This dude was on my stream and on Saintontas' stream talking to each other and everything. They were talking to each other over there. Then he would come to my stream and talk some shit, right? Now, y'all want to know what this guy started doing yesterday? The first thing I'm going to tell you is this. This guy was talking to Saintontas on his stream. They were talking in the DMs, planning everything. And then the dude came to my stream and doxed my female mod, my longest female mod, and dropped her full name on my stream. That is ridiculous. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does this dude know her full name? And it's quite simple. You see, back in the day, I used to promote this guy quite a bit. And my community has always been very generous and very kind. So she would go over to his channel and do super chats as well as donations. And sometimes in those donations, not the super chats, you see the person's full name. And that is how this guy found it. And that's the first thing he did when he came to my chat and saw her as my moderator, straight up said her name. He doxed a woman. So now we have that dude in Saintontas doxing my name, and on top of that, they're doxing females in my chat. And you might be thinking, but is that really as bad as the other stuff? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this wouldn't be a glorious CJ video if I didn't have more information. Let's have a look.
We now need to get into a call with OHG.
Moving on from there, we go to see how slow not only Saintontas is, but his new butt buddy, right? And you might be wondering why. Well, you see Saintontas apparently talked to this guy, and this guy told Saintontas that he used to beat me up and bully me, right? That he beat me up all the time. So Saintontas was out there like this. Okay, not like that, more like this. And he was out there excited, bro. He was like, yeah, you used to get beat up. You think you're all cool and hard, but in reality, you used to get beat up. Then the guy shows up to my stream and I ask him, yo, you told him you used to beat me up? Yeah? How many times did you and I get into a fight? Into an actual fight? He replies, oh, that one time? That one time in my apartment? So he just literally said that him and I have only ever gotten into a fight one time. Then I proceed to remind him of the fight. Oh, you mean the fight where all we did was grapple each other's heads for like 20 seconds and then let go? That fight? And then he's like, yeah, but I hurt your nose. And I'm like, Dog, you had a watch, and when you grabbed me, your watch went and literally cut my nose right there. That's all that happened. That's all that happened. And then we let go, and like 20 minutes after, everybody was chilling. That's it. In my own stream, the same day that Saintontas was all bricked up talking about all these things, the guy literally debunks him and makes him look bad. Yeah, we only fought one time, and it wasn't really a fight. We just kind of like grappled each other's heads, and that's it. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, Saint, the best thing you can do is just walk away, bro. Just don't interact, bro. Go get your bag. Everything you do is just, it's so sloppy, so unplanned. You can tell you was never about that life. You can tell you was never doing jack diddly shit. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure you can talk to this dude and he probably has conversations or stories to tell you that might tickle your butthole, because I know you love any gossip and any drama. Oh, he can tell you about the times we partied and all the things, but one thing he can't tell you is anything that's a lie and then prove it. There is no proof you're going to find about any of the lies that he's feeding you, my boy. And it was so easy to disprove him. But hold on. There is still more.
We now need to get into a call with OHG.
And now we get to the worst one of the day. Yesterday, on the same stream that Saintontas was doxing me on, the same one that he was talking with the guy at the time that the guy was doxing my female mod, the same one where they were spewing lies and then the guy was contradicting Saintontas on my stream, the craziest thing happened. Saintontas has been parading my supporters and donors, the people that donate money to my channel, on his stream nonstop. He's been showing them over and over again because he got images and chat logs from my Discord where they talk about how much money they've sent me. And I have quite a few people in my community that have sent me tens of thousands of dollars over time, but he fixated on this one in particular because this one is pretty much the one that has funded every single S6R5 character in my account, and you know that's the story he's trying to paint, that I'm the one that spends my dog's money, blah, 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 blah. So he keeps showing this dude's messages where you could see the guy saying he's donated money, and he keeps talking about this guy. Well, yesterday, while he's on stream, Saintontas is on stream with the OHG guy in his chat. The OHG guy goes to my chat, tags the Oiler, and tells him that he'll stop attacking me or stop if my Oiler sends him $10,000. So, Saintontas and his buddy, the one he's talking to behind the scenes, planning how to attack me and how to damage me, them both together must have planned to do this. Asking another dude for $10,000 so you can stop harassing his friend has to be the craziest, most pathetic, and most retarded shit you can possibly do. It is absolutely illegal to extort or blackmail other people. It's so much so that people in my chat called it out. They're like, bro, are you trying to extort this dude? And then the dude was like, oh, then send it to CJ to prove you have it. After he got called out. Like, brother, what are you doing? You're out here extorting people in my chat with Saintontas as your partner. You're over here doxing me live while your partner is doxing my mod. You're in cahoots, titty boy Saintontas, with someone that has the IQ of a walnut. And you, Saintontas, got the IQ of a walnut too. So you guys ain't doing shit. And if anything, you guys are literally putting both of y'all in the spotlight as not only retards for working together, but also people that can't plan for shit, can't structure, and can't think properly. And well, I mean, I already debunked why one of the people in this scenario can't think properly. Saintontas has always been retarded too, so goddamn, I don't even know. But ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's the end of this video. I don't know what else I've missed, but goddamn, was it an eventful stream. My shit was like 7 hours long. I was gonna do 5, ended up doing 2 more so I can get my dailies out the way and shit. But holy shit. And now, this next part is a message to Saintontas. Do your worst. I'm scared. Where's your stream with the homie? Oh, you're gonna make me wait, so every day I wake up and I'm scared. Dog, I'm pretty sure I showed you in this video that nothing this dude could say is gonna have any relevancy to your case, Saintontas. And the more you get involved with this unhinged person, the worse it's gonna be for you. Because as you could see, he doesn't have the ability to think about what could damage and tarnish his personal life. So if he continues and maybe drops more death threats or continues to dox my members that have sent him money in the past and the names of the people he knows, or continues to drop threats on me, or whatever he decides to do, you, Saintontas, are directly tied to it because you've been on record talking to him behind the scenes, doxing me with his information that he's providing to you. So by all means, do your worst. Do your worst. See what you can do. I want to see what the big bad wolf of the gacha game could do. I want to see what it is that you truly think I fear you. Oh, you said, oh, he's super gay. Oh my God, I'm terrified. It hurts my soul, bro. I don't give a shit. And that's pretty much it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. What an eventful ride. There's been so much stuff in this video, and it always amazes me how Saintontas can manage to be more and more retarded. Homie has no true malice. He don't got no survival instinct. He don't got no strategy when he does things. He lets his chat guide him, and he doesn't think things through. And you know what's funny? Out of all this dude really got excited when he got some information from a dude that has stated he's not mentally well. A dude that has stated, oh, they're gonna harm me, right? This dude is his best shot, and he was so excited. He was so excited. Oh, you've been bullied and beat up by this dude. And then the dude pretty much contradicts them. Then he says, oh, you're super gay. This guy has said that you're super gay and all of that shit. Buddy boy, not only do I get my dick sucked by my girl every day, I'm sorry, baby, but I love women. And not only that, but you know what? To me, being called gay is not an insult. I have friends that are gay, bro, and I respect the gay community, bro. You're like a 12-year-old child that thinks calling someone gay is such a problem. Bro, I am so sure of my goddamn sexuality, I'll make out with a goddamn Gojo body pillow right now.
No, that's mine.
Okay, I won't make out with the Gojo body pillow, okay? So just because you're extremely insecure of your sexuality, just because you can't seem to leave the closet, doesn't mean that any of us out here have that same problem of being fearful of what it is that we have, bro. I love my girl, and I got no problem with anybody that's gay out there. But if you're 12 and you giggle when you talk about, oh, you gay, by all means, go ahead and do so. But at the end of the day, that is all you got. Paint all the narratives. Use this little weirdo to give you ammo, and just know that all that ammo has no weight out here, bro. You can pull out records, phone records, audio calls, and just know that at the end of the day, I know who I am. I am fearful for shit, and anything I've done in my life, I can own up to. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Once again, you're cooked, bucko. I'll see you guys on the next one, and peace.